Hello, my name is Mark. I'm with GovDirections, and I welcome you here to our GovSchool Zoomcast, where we're going to talk about capabilities statements today. Today's version is recorded live on YouTube, so you can go to our YouTube channel in order to pull that up, and you'll be able to watch it later on if you'd like. But today we have with us Dr. Cynthia Harper. And Cynthia, how are you doing today? Good.
I am absolutely wonderful, Martin. These storms
Good.
and tornadoes.
Yeah, we are having some storms here in Atlanta. So if we do get knocked offline, come right back on. We'll be in the same location. We'll try not to have that happen, but it's been a little weather day here with strong storms. And so what we're going to do today is talk about capability statements. So that is something that all organizations that are working with government need. Is something that's required in some organizations to be able to bid on particular projects at the federal level specifically. But we have Cynthia Harper here to talk to us about that and how she advises her clients to prepare those, and also to give us some tips on those. And we're going to spend with you about 20 minutes today, and 25 minutes. If you have questions, feel free to ask those in the chat room, but you can tell us about yourself. And the types of information that you might be looking for, types of bids, and we'll use that in our conversation back and forth today. So if you like, Cynthia, I'll turn it over to you. I have the PowerPoint here in front of us, and I'll manage the room. But you tell me when to go forward on the areas.
Again, I'd like to welcome you all to GovDirections. I want to remind you that a capability statement is your business profile. And you do business in the government space. Not only do you know how to but it's imperative that you know how to use it. And I think a lot of people have yet to learn how to properly use the capability statement. So what is it? It's a one-page document, and it's your business competencies. What is specific information that will convince potential program officers, project managers, contracting officers, and even corporate advisors to do business with you. So it is your online file. And if you could turn it, Mark. And another good thing about this is it's a document use at any point when you're out selling your business. One thing that it's not a fancy 3-ply brochure. It's not a large document that's convoluted. It is something that is simply set up for a quick read for government agencies and people with buy-in powers, that you have all the right information in tow. So it's not a brochure. So what does it need on it? Well, what it needs on it is a capability statement needs to have government language. It needs to have the codes that are necessarily popular for you to do business in the federal space. It needs structure. You need to have to what they're looking for. And one thing I've noticed lately with what you need on a capability statement, the big proposals are coming out than what we thought. So it used to be 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but that's not necessarily the case. So when they're looking for some running, one of the things that's imperative is that your capability statement is ready to go, speaking the language managers, contracting officers, and agencies, and larger companies understand. So let's get into the meat of it. So the benefits of having a capability statement. We have benefit plans. So you need benefit plans when you are seeking medical attention for insurance, or first one thing and the other. Benefit plans. So the benefits of this is that it allows somebody to identify that you understand the needs of the government. Hit the ground running. The benefits of a capability statement are truly, they line you up with potential partnering. And when you partner, it's not necessarily, the benefits of a capability statement, you're partnering with agencies as well as you're partnering with small or large. So it shows that you're ready. You've hit the ground running. You've done your homework. Statement. Well, what do you think that doors for you? That means that the doors are going to shut on you. It actually means when you have a bad or no capability statement, they know you don't understand what they're looking for. It's when a bad capability statement, when it's too wordy, actually, they don't have time to read a lot of information. So a bad or no capability statement is a closed door for you. It actually closes out of the competition. Now, there are several versions of capability statements. You can get something that's just an RFI, which is a request for information, a request for a proposal. Generally, we're always excited when we see the request for proposal, because what that actually identifies is a bid that they want you to bid on. But an RFI is just as important. It's a request for information. What I like about the RFI capability version is they might call you up and ask you just for information on this certain bid that will be. This allows them to know that you have done your research and you're just offering up the information needed to fulfill the capability requirements that they are looking for. It might be sought. It's something that they preordained for a certain set aside. They need this information, this RFP, for you to answer it. Then they'll know if you are ready or not. Now, so the different capability statements. There's a targeted capability to just do training. Then you target it for the agency that's just looking for training. There's a general capability statement, which I think are always good to have, because you use the general at industry days. You're using it when we do matchmaking days. You use it on a regular basis. It's something that you truly know all the data on it. While they are reading it, you are reciting primary NACE codes. You also understand on the general capability statement, you understand the executive summary. You understand your Duns and Bradstreet number. You understand these things. So a general capability statement is very important to keep with you at all times when you are repping your business in the government space. And then there's a source of software. It is one that they're specifically for the source that they're looking for. They're seeking you out for this certain bid that is available. Codes. So we know, those of us who've seen capability statements, we know that there's the NACE codes, the PSC codes, the SIC codes, the NIGP codes. There are certification codes, the DUN codes. All of your codes must be properly listed on your capability statement. In fact, if you're going after a bid that is listed with SAMS, bid with SAMS.gov or betasam.gov, and you don't have that capability statement and you know you can do that work, you cannot bid on that unless the right codes are listed .gov. So really, the value of having the proper codes on your capability statements. This is when they can quickly identify, partner you, or be able to say, yeah, this person is ready for this opportunity. Because remember, you guys, though you might have an awesome capability statement, there are many people that are going the information that's identified stand out, the wins, the certifications, the things that are prevalent to what they're looking for. You can move it, Mark. The 6 C's of a capability statement. Well, we talked about the codes, the core competencies, the company data, corporate expertise and differentiators, the clients and customers. That's your past performance information. And let me tell you something about your past performance. Oftentimes, people who are looking at federal contracting, they tend to think that because they've not worked in the federal space, performance is not relevant. That is far from the truth. As long as you can execute the services that is listed on your capability statement, and you can prove that you have past performance with a said company, whether it's a small company or a federal agency, all they want to do is to be able to identify that you are qualified to do what they're looking for. And your contact information. Please make sure that your contact information is something they can grasp at, that they can find easily on your capability statement. We make sure that that's listed in a prime location, that if a contracting officer is looking for a certain a certain skill set, and they need to reach you immediately thinking that you might be the qualified candidate, then that contact information is put in the right place and it's properly listed. Make sure that you use things that that represent your company well. Don't have two little cute phrases on your contact information, just what's needed. You can move it, Mark. Mark. There we go. So let's talk about your core competencies. This is the core of your company. You know, those of us who work in the very center, the core competence, the center of what you're doing with your business, your products and your services. Make sure that it's bulleted, that it's just enough for them to glance at. It's bulleted. It's the sentences are fragmented. They're not long paragraphs. Again, they don't have a lot of time to read a full-fledged paragraph on you and your core competencies or anywhere. So this is not a long narrative. Select the key offerings that you do, that you stand out, that you're excellent at, that you are the subject matter expert in. And then it's important that you relate your offerings to meet the needs of the agency. It's very important. You can turn it, Mark. Let's go back to your company data. The company data. This is a brief history, your executive summary. You know, who are you? How long have you been in business? Who's a part of your business structure? You have bank, do you have technologists? Do you have people who understand in the executive level how to manage a contract, how to manage business? So this could be the year that you were founded. It could be the key individuals within the company. Could be if you have multiple warehouses, just some really pertinent information regarding, you know, are you teaming? Are you JVing? Are you partnering with certain groups? So the company data is who you are. It represents you. It's an executive summary, a quick read again on you and the data that's needed to sell yourself to that contracting officer. Next, Mark. Let's talk about your corporate expertise and differentiators. And oftentimes you ask people, what differentiates you from someone else? Make sure you understand what is it that's gotten you so far in business that you feel like you're qualified to do business in the federal space. It's very important that you have something that makes you stand out, simply because not just you, but there are 100 people possibly bidding on the same bid. So really, really good. You know, the summary of your company expertise, the things that you've done, all your special abilities and training, and if you have certifications, if you're networking, or if you're in janitorial, if you use a special type of mandated product by the CDC, those things. If you are working with some of the industry certifications, they're very important. Your quality standards, if you have anything that's an ISO certified, or your bonding capacity. So these are things, this is your corporate expertise and differentiators that make you stand out. Next, Mark. Your clients and your customers. You know, this is your past performance. Remember, it doesn't have to be within the federal. What type of project do you work with them on? How long did it take you to do this project? What did you all accomplish with this project? And you can select your largest clients and come down to show that you have worked with large clients doing this in corporate, or large clients that's a larger company than yourself. All you want to do is select that you understand. Now, if you have some government contracts, of course, select those first. But if you don't have government contracts, and customers that will give you the best representation of you fulfilling the need that the agency's looking for. Next, Mark. And your contact information. Please, it's very important that you have a proper email address. email address that matches your website, that the phone numbers are updated in case you moved or you relocated. Make sure that you change the name of the business, that's been changed with the Secretary of State, because contracting officers will do their due diligence to make sure that you understand what they're looking for. I mean, how to reach you. It's very, very important. And people, that's pretty much it. We help you craft a really good looking, we go back over the information with you so that you'll be best represented, so you yourself can be the next person in line to win a government contract. Thank you all so much. Mark has our information. We'd love to work with you. And sorry, we had some little internet. We've got a lot of storms going on in Georgia
Yeah,
here.
I think it's the storm, Cynthia. So everybody, we do have a recorded version of this that we've done before that I could share with you that if someone didn't hear everything, but unfortunately the storms are giving us a little bit of havoc today. But I do have on here a couple of individual capability statements that Cynthia has done. Of course, her own is here as an example. That she's helped recently with Greg's Healthy Vending, and shows you some of the things that she just talked about with it, the summary and the differentiators, the past performance, core competencies, certifications. And then we have one here for Cloud Exodus, I think it was. Another one for, I think this one is Nexus Contract Solutions. And then DLS billing, medical billing.
Yes.
And lay it out. I think you've recently done that. We have about 20 different examples here of ones that we've done recently, and we can potentially help you with these. We could get you connection with Cynthia. That is one of our Gov Advice services if you have an interest. And then you also have the ability to lay it out yourself, of course, but the cost savings are there with your time savings. And at GovSchool and Gov Directions, you can go into our Gov Directions site. And you can see, let's go here, and under your member home account, you're able to go in under the Gov Advice area and look at this capability statement information, and then you could purchase that online. That's a rate of $400 for this particular service. If you give us a call, we might be able to work a transaction out with you. That's especially if you're purchasing an annual subscription. But they just click on purchase and get that started, and then you get in the queue for the development of those with Cynthia, and we'd be certainly glad to help you. How about questions? Any questions today? See you here in the chat room. Yes, I'll be glad to see. We actually have the contact information. In addition, this presentation is stored on our YouTube channel, and you just go to youtube.com/govdirections. And you can pull out it'll have a video of the recording today. More questions here? I'll type that in there. And Cynthia, you can put your individual contact information in the chat if you'd like.
Sure.
For them to reach you directly. But we, of course, let's see, I'll put in there the YouTube channel as well, so everybody can just copy and paste that. Any questions for Cynthia while we have her here today? We're glad you joined us and hope you learned a little bit more about capability statement. Go to our website, and you can see that some of the recordings are linked there directly. The early recording is definitely linked there, and so we have that for you today.
I'm sorry, what if you're a new company and only been in business like a couple of years and you haven't had any clients because the pandemic came like the second year you ran?
We create you a capability statement based upon your experience, and you are a prime candidate looking to sub with larger companies. You may not have a lot of experience within that own company, but there are a lot of prime companies that will respect your ability once you have a capability statement to show them that you are willing to be a part of the team.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's I'll weigh in on that too. Everybody starts somewhere, and that's important that you recognize that. The reason why you're in business is because you've got the capabilities to perform what you're seeking to perform. And what you have to do with the capability statement is really sell yourself at this point and help them understand what you're able to do.
So if I opt into doing this $400 one, I just have to give her the information that I have here, on this, because I'm sure this one is a little bit too lengthy because it's one page in the front and one in the back, and she only wants one page, right?
Yes.
That's correct. Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead, Cynthia.
No, GovDirections has created a really nice online form that will ask you for certain detailed information. And with that information, how we build it from there.
How do I find
To
that?
narrow down some of that information.
Okay, so how do I find it?
Yeah, once
Mark will send you that.
that's correct. We'll send it to you. Once you sign up for the service, it's a process. When you add this particular purchase, then it will send you that form to complete.
I'm already signed up with you guys.
It's actually the capability statement.
Oh, no, I'm not signed up for that. No.
So that one, there's a different form. And then what we do is we drive you to that form, which is actually just at govadvice.com capabilities. And here we walk through the information that you need to submit. Usually you already have most of this.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Paste it. And this is sent to Cynthia. And at that point, she contacts you and gets you started. And then that's laid out. And then we have a professional designer who then designs your page for you and it's sent back to you. Your capability statement, and that is a one-page document. You don't want a capabilities statement that's multiple pages, especially when you start losing your customer base at that time. And so we hope you make that more concise.
Okay.
Okay, but it's very rare that it's more than just one page.
Okay.
Okay, if you have a specific technical service that you provide or scientific service, that potentially you might see a multiple page. Yeah, but a general service, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Questions?
It's very helpful.
No, thank you. And I'm seeing more questions here. If you're referring to the instructions that are an actual request for proposal or invitation to bid, at that point, they're going to potentially ask for your qualifications and experience. And there you might have multiple pages. That's not the same as a capability statement by itself. A capability statement is generally a one-page document.
Okay.
Okay. Any more questions? Any final comments, Cynthia?
I want to say to people that are working with their capability statement, try to narrow down work with. Don't, there's too much to keep up with. Work within your NAICS codes. Not everything that comes out is good for you. And make sure that you understand the agency that you're buying from as you're sending out your NAICS codes to these agencies.
So we thank you for joining us today, and thank you for that advice here, Cynthia. And I'll put our phone number in here. You can give us a call, but we are glad to help you. And we'll send that out to you, Fernando, as well as a copy of I think you maybe come on a little bit late. We'll send you a copy of the YouTube as well, and Cynthia's information as well. We'll be sending that to you in just a minute. Any more questions? Thank you, everybody, for coming today, and have a great day.